Good morning. Welcome to Home Built Workshop and welcome to Wednesday Live. We're back. Let me get situated here. So there we go. Put my hand in front of the camera again. Amateurs. What's going on, everyone? Sam's here. Good morning, Sam. How are you this fine Wednesday? Hope you're doing awesome. There we go. Just getting everything situated. I think we're good. Cheers, everyone. Hope you have a whatever tasty beverage of your whatever your choice is. Got some hot coffee here to keep us powered up. Sam says, hello, Jeff. Right on. And Donna's here. Donna says, good morning. Happy Valentine's Day. Oh, yeah, happy Valentine's Day. And Dastardly Dave's here, too. Dave says, sup all. Sup, Dave? How are you doing this morning? Did you get some snow over your way, Dave? I don't know. I know where I'm from, my family are supposed to be getting some snow. I haven't confirmed if they've gotten any or not. Right on. What's everybody up to? What's on your workbench? What kind of projects are in the works? Anything fun? I'll show you what I'm getting ready to tackle here shortly. Once we all get settled in. Alrighty. I think we're good. As long as I don't start knocking stuff on the floor like I almost did. Alrighty. So yeah, it's been it's been a week since we've hung out. You remember last week we kind of got cut short because I had a sick little one that I had to tend to. That was kind of unfortunate, but she's doing all right. Missed a couple more days of school, but recovered from the cold, and she's back to school. She's good. So I just want to say thank you to you guys. I know you for your understanding, as we had to shorten our time last week, but all is well. Everything is good. Let's see. Sam says I got a DeWalt T-Stack trolley. I'm not sure what that is. Not sure what that is, Sam. Maybe that's autocorrect. Got you again. I'm not sure, but I need more information. Dave says no snow. A week ago they predicted a little, but never got as cold as the prediction. And Dave says glad she's okay. Thank you, Dave. Yeah, it's just a cold, but we thought she had kind of passed over or, gotten on the other side of the cold. And so she ended up going to school and she wasn't over it yet. I think we probably jumped the gun and assumed that all was well, but she's good now. A little bit of a lingering cough, but other than that, you know how that cough is. Seems like you have that cough for weeks after you get over something. And Mike's here. Mike says, morning, folks. Good morning, Mike Johnson. And Robert's here. Robert says, hello, peoples. Good morning, Robert. How are you today? And Paul, man, everybody, right on. Paul says, happy Exposed Hearts Day. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Robert says, good to hear that your daughter's feeling better. Thank you, Robert. I am too. Never fun when your little one is feeling under the weather. Donna says, LMAO, Paul. Campfire Custom Guitar says, good morning. Good morning to you. How are you doing this fine morning? Time Surfing Alien, good morning. Sam says T-Stack is the actual type of system. It's a narrow version of the DeWalt tub. Oh, is it like those pack-out box things? Is that what we're talking about? Sorry, I'm not up on all the tool lingo, I guess. Slacker. Harry Dude. Harry Dude's here. He says, what's up? Hello, people. What's up, Harry Dude? What's going on? How's Australia this morning? Yeah, this morning. Only it's tomorrow morning. Sam's, thumbs up. All right, I got it. I'm with you. I'm with you. Right on. So I've been doing, well, after last week, I finished up. I think I had just started on that little rolling shelf deal. I got that finished up, as I'm sure you probably saw in the video over the weekend. Got that finished up out of the shop, and it has now found its home inside our home. And it's working out really good. I'm almost thinking about building another one because I just kind of like that. I like that aesthetic with the pipes and kind of the industrial type look. But yeah, I'm real happy with the way that turned out. If you haven't seen the video, make sure you go back on the channel and watch it. It came out Sunday morning. So I got that done, got that out of the way. Had to tend to my daughter feeling under the weather for a little while. She's over that, and now we're back out here lining up some more projects for the next few weeks. And I'll show you I think I decided what I'm going to tackle just to get it done. Robert says, finally did a little work on a guitar kit I want to finish. Child-sized strap body that I'm going to add 1/8" flame maple top. Used a planer to remove saw marks on a board. I needed to plane a joint on the flame maple. Nice. That sounds cool. So you're taking a kit, planing some off, and adding a nice figured top. That's going to be cool. Like it. Dastardly Dave says, I'm so close to finishing a relic strap. Screws just came to my P.O. box, heading to the post office. Right on. Awesome. Mike says, purchased a floor go board. Thinking of building my own. A floor go board. I need more information, Mike. Floor go board is not ringing a bell to me. What is that? It sounds cool, though. Sam says, shelves don't like to share. They're shellfish. Yeah. But So I think the project I'm going to tackle is this guy. This is one of the Haley Guitars Dorian bodies that I made this body like 2 years ago. But I never completed it because I got just a little bit of tear out and I ended up setting it aside. But I don't really know why, because the tear out is right here, right where the neck pocket's going to go. And that's all going to get routed away. So I decided I'm going to finish this thing. Mahogany body. Can't really see it. Got to hold it so you can see it. Mahogany body, quilted maple top, and control plate cover. This thing needs to be completed. So this is what I'm going to start working on. And I want some input from you because I'm trying to decide on a finish. I want to go like a natural oil finish when this is all done. I don't want to do, I like doing the dye on the top. There's so many options and things that you can do when you start playing with dye. But I think I want to just go all natural and just do like an oil finish of some sort. But I haven't quite been able to decide yet what I'm going to do. I've been thinking of, like a Danish oil, and that might be the option. But I've also been thinking about like a boiled linseed oil. I don't know. I don't know. So I'm open to suggestions, I guess. I'm thinking I might just do a single humbucker because I have one already. Otherwise, I have to order some parts up, which I'm gonna have to anyway. But I think this is what I'm gonna start on. I've got a neck around here somewhere that I think will work for this, but I think this is the project that's going to be up next. Just because it's too nice, and it's really almost complete, really. So I should be able to knock it together without a whole lot of time. That's also another reason that I'm looking into maybe an oil finish, because it's a lot quicker than, trying to build up a bunch of coats of, some sort of a gloss finish. I don't know. Haven't quite decided that yet. Robert says it will also have a full-size telly-style neck and scale length. So that'll be cool. Harry Dude says True Oil. I thought about that too, and I haven't ruled that out. There's Neptunes. Neptunes is here. What's up, man? Neptune says hello, everyone. Right on, right on. Harry Dude says Floyd Rose single humbucker. I like that. I like that choice. I don't think I'll go with a Floyd though on this. There's one not problem, but when I built this, there's some relief holes that I drilled in here to take a little bit of weight off. I don't remember where those are. But I know I weight relieved this a little bit. And it's like right here. I don't think it's down far enough where if I routed for a tremolo, I would get into it. Because I think I just did one row of holes, like right about here. I know I took pictures at some point, but to tell me where I put the holes, but I can't find them. I don't know what I've done with those pictures. So I'm trying to remember. So I got to be careful. I'll probably do some relief carving here and put a round over on the edges. I don't think I went that far down with the weight relief, but I wish I could find those pictures to remember exactly where I put them. So I might just go hardtail bridge, humbucker, probably, I don't know, maybe just a volume control. I don't know. You guys tell me, how important is a tone control to you? I know for me, I don't use them. Like I leave it all the way up, and my amps and everything are all set to that. So I never use a tone controls. And for me, which this won't be for me, tone control, it means nothing to me. I know not everybody's like that, but I don't know. Just trying to figure this out. Tony's here. Tony says, morning, sunshine. Good morning, Tony. How are you today? Sam says, perhaps make a guitar mailbox. I've thought about that. It would be kind of fun. Haven't had anybody slide off the road and crash into my mailboxes in quite a few years, so they might be in a safe spot now. Mike says, ancient Chinese, Japanese game played with stones. I was given one from the 1890s. Because of the history behind it, I won't play on it, but thinking of making my own. Oh, that sounds cool. Floor go board. Interesting. That sounds cool. Yeah, make it. Robert says, have you used any P90 pickups? And if you have, what are your thoughts on them? I have not used P90s. I'm not against them at all. I just have zero experience in them. It's just not something that I've used. I don't know. I guess I don't have an opinion either way. I know a lot of people really like them. Sam says, oh, gives a wave to Neptunes. Right on. Neptunes, what are you doing today? Donna says, you've always very positive attitude. Well, thank you, Donna. I find that a lot of energy tends to get wasted on negative stuff. I don't even know how to describe it, but anyway, thank you. Mike says, videos on the game can be found on YouTube. I'll have to check that out. Dastardly Dave says, may need to do a hardtail. Yes, I will do a hardtail, just because that's what I like. And Sam with the super chat says, towards more coffee. Sam, thank you. I'll give you A coffee cheers, my friend. Thank you very much. I've been trying something different. I'm not to change the subject, but I've been trying my coffee without sugar. Still has half and half in there, but I've been trying it without sugar. And I'm not used to it completely yet, but it's not that bad. It's just that sugar thing, you know? It's not that bad. It's not quite the treat that it was, but it's pretty close. Right on. Thank you, Sam. I appreciate that. That'll keep the coffee stocked up. Harry Dude says, I sometimes use a tone control on the neck pickup, but never on a bridge pickup. Interesting. And another funny thing, for what I play, I don't ever use a neck pickup. So for me, and I should do that one time. For me, a single humbucker wired straight to the output jack is perfect for me. Well, occasionally I'll use the volume as like a mute, and that's about all I use the volume for. But I know I'm not I don't know how even know how to say that. A lot of people are not like that, and you know, they like the options, and I totally get it. I'm not knocking it at all, but I just know that that I don't use it. Robert says, Wilson makes some affordable P90s on Amazon. I've not heard of Wilson. Interesting. Sam says, try coffee with a touch of whiskey. I mean, if that's your thing, you totally could. Neptune says, there's this guy and his wife named Arthur and Itis. Let's put them together. That have been kicking my butt lately, so I haven't been doing much of anything. Well, Neptunes, sorry to hear that, and I hope you get to feeling yourself again. Dastardly Dave says, I never liked the neck pickup too. Long story short, I made a telly with a Strat neck pickup. OMG. I like the sound that you get from a telly neck pickup. I really like that twangy, you know, that sound, but I don't use it. I mean, I have built a couple of the very first complete builds that I did were telly style. Well, I shouldn't say complete builds. Some of the early bodies that I built when I was getting started, I put telly pickups in there, and I like the sound, but I just found that I never use it for my style of playing. Harry, excuse me. Whoa, did you hear that? Harry Dude says, single pickup with a 3-way switch to bring in a tone control and swap capacitors. Oh yeah, I've done that before. I've got a couple of my RG, my Ibanez RG style guitars that I've done a little bit of wiring mods to, mini switches with different capacitors and stuff. Paul says, I always include tone controls in my builds. Also, I did a set of black P90 dog ears on a custom telly I built. Cool. Yeah, you know, especially something like this that I'm going to put it together with the intent on selling it. So I probably will put a tone control in there. Just because, you know, if somebody doesn't want it, then they don't have to use it, which is what I do with my own personal guitars. But I don't know. I'm more trying to work out the finish. You know, this is mahogany, so it's not going to be completely smooth unless I pore fill it, which I don't know yet. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that or not. Yeah, just trying to work out some of the details. But I think I'm ready to attach my template, route the pickup cavity, route the neck pocket. You know, the control cavity is already done. I just have to drill the holes. So it shouldn't be all that much to do to get this thing together. But it's just been sitting around, and it's too nice to have it sitting around. Just because I got a little bit of tear out in the neck pocket area. I don't really know why I set it aside when I did, but we're gonna finish it. Sam says you could try English tea. Yes, one of these days I will try English tea. Steve says, I modeled my guitar side bender after yours. One side went great. The cutaway side broke on the cutaway bend. Had to order more sides to try again. Oh, man. Steve, I'm sorry to hear that. That's a drag. Darn. I am working on, it's funny you mentioned that, side bender. I've had quite a few people ask about files for the side bender that I made. So I have been working on updating some of my drawings for the side bender with the intent on throwing that up on the website when I get it all together. Like I said, because a lot more people have asked about that than I was expecting. So sometime in the near future, I will have the plans for my particular side bender available. There's a couple details I'm trying to work out and a couple things that I want to try to work into it that are not currently worked into it. So if you have been looking for side bender plans from me, they'll be coming soon. They're not quite ready yet, but they will be. But Steve, sorry to hear that side broke. That's a drag. Paul says, I wire my tellies standard pickups with either a 4-way or 5-way. Rarely do 3-way switches on them anymore. That's almost all I use are 3-ways. Maybe I'll do a push-pull kind of deal, and that's probably what I'll do on this. Especially, I like to add a switch, whether it's a mini toggle or a push-pull pot, especially if it only has one humbucker, which I think this is going to have. If I can find a good deal on like a set of humbuckers that I like, I might put dual in there. But I'd like to have, especially with one, I like to have that option. Again, if somebody doesn't use it, they don't use it, but at least the option's there to split the pickups and get that single coil sound. Also, another option that I don't use much, but it is nice to have that option. Sam says, Samsung are crazy for putting numbers directly above letters. I do that all the time. I know exactly what you mean. Donna says, I agree with Sam. I love tea and coffee, and I've been doing that too with no sugar, but finding sugar-free syrup. Ooh, yeah, that's interesting. So if it's sugar-free, just a question. Is it more the flavor? Because I'm guessing you don't get the sweetness, right, by putting whatever sugar in there. So is it a flavor thing, or is there some sort of sweetness in the syrup? One thing that I don't mind, unrelated, but well, sort of not. One thing that I like as well, but I don't do it a whole lot, is I like maple syrup in my coffee because you get that kind of natural sweetener. The only reason I don't do it very often is because it's hard. I pretty much only use real maple syrup, and it's kind of hard to get out here, and because I don't buy it in the like at the grocery store because it's ridiculously expensive. I mean, I order it from a friend of mine back east who makes it. He's got a whole maple business, and he makes amazing syrup and stuff. So it's kind of hard to get without paying a lot of shipping, but it's maple syrup. If you haven't tried it, at least try it. It's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know why I decided to start trying it without sugar. It's just I don't eat a lot of sugar in general anyway, but I figure, if I can cut out a little bit more, I don't know, why not? But I don't know. I almost think I like a little sweetener of something in there, but it's not horrible. It's not horrible. It's not as hard to go with no sugar and still half and half than it is to just go straight black coffee, I think. Harry Dude says, neck pickup, medium gain Marshall. For all those times I have to play Sweet Child again. Oh, yeah. I can see that. Is that played on neck pickup? But I can hear it in my head, and probably is. Robert says, my bad, the P90s are not Wilson, they're Wilkinson. Okay, I've heard of Wilkinson. Sam says, to make them guitars super smooth, you could use Johnson's & Johnson's. Oh, boy. And KK's here. KK says, brothers, hope you're well. Times are strange. We have wars and populations moving around. My friend Jeff, I wish you the best. I built a medieval crossbow. Be well, everyone. KK! Medieval crossbow sounds awesome. That sounds super cool. I should build something like that. I have pondered trying to make like a, I don't even know what it's called. Make a bow, but not a compound. I don't know. Is that a recurve? Or one of those, kind of an old school bow. I thought that would be kind of cool. A piece of Osage orange or something like that. Paul says, I have a nice set of Seymour Duncan demo pickups. I probably could work out a deal with you if you like. What? I would need more details. What pickups are they? Sam says, have you ever used Milwaukee cone-shaped step bits? It's been a long time, and honestly, I don't own any. But yes, I have used them, and they work really well. When I used to work in the corporate, the corporate scene, I worked in maintenance and repair, equipment and facilities and that sort of thing. We always use those for different things. There's been a few times that I wished I had them here, and then every time I go to price them, they're I don't know what they are, $30, $40, $50 or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, I think I can get it done without spending that kind of money. But yes, they work really good, and I think they're handy to have on hand. I just don't have any on hand. Robert says, also the price for a set of Wilkinson P90s is only $31.48. They're sometimes used in some Tele guitars. I've seen Teles with P90s. Sam says, we don't put syrup in English tea. Just a little cream, sugar. Neptunes has got the idea. Says, put an Arduino in there and have a bunch of switches and buttons all over the guitar. And a screen. Like, yeah, and like a touch screen, so you can like watch your YouTube videos while you're playing. Paul says, Jeff, please send me your friend's maple info. Unless he only does the friends only deal, we'd love to get some maple syrup in Texas. Paul, I will do that. It is not, it's not a friends only thing. When I know the guy and I've toured his shop, but when I need some, I just go to his website. I'll tell you right now, but I can send it over. I don't remember I guess I don't remember the exact website, but if anybody's looking, you can probably find it and search around. Excuse me. It's called a Drop in the Bucket Maple. That might be the whole website. Drop in the Bucket Maple Company, something like that. But it's I'm sure you can find it with a quick Google. And if I had something else to Google it, I would Google it right now. But yeah, a Drop in the Bucket maple syrup, amazing. They're out of Pennsylvania. And they ship. He recently, for quite some time, he didn't have a website up, but now he's got the website up, and you can order and ship it out. And yeah, super good stuff. And I can definitely highly recommend. Not sponsored or anything like that, but it is I don't even know what you call it. Acquaintance of mine, friend of mine, and yeah. And, just trying to run his maple business, and he makes really good stuff. And it's coming into maple syrup season right now. So, but I'll get the exact website and send it over to you, Paul. But yeah, if anybody's looking for maple syrup, again, I have no affiliation with this whatsoever, but it's where I get my syrup from. Super good, and I can highly recommend also their maple barbecue sauce and their maple mustard. It's really good. Maple cream too. We get the maple cream. We get all the stuff. And shipping shipping was I think I bought a couple gallons of syrup and a couple bottles of some of the other stuff, and shipping was not all that bad. It's not what it was, less than what I expected. So, I mean, I felt pretty good about that. Robert says, in that case, just cut the amount of sugar in half. I already use so much less sugar than I used to. I used to use like 2 or 3 spoonfuls in my coffee, and I'm down to less than a spoonful. So I just cut it out entirely, at least as a test. I think I'm on about, well, I think tomorrow will be a week. Neptune says, I cut out 95% of my sugar intake. I use stevia. I've heard about that. Yeah, and I didn't do it for any particular reason. It's just like, maybe I could just cut out a little bit more. I don't eat a lot of sugar anyway, but it's just something I've been trying. It's not going to hurt me. That's for sure. Sam says, don't forget to like. It's free. Yes, everyone. If you're watching this right now and you see me with 2 thumbs up, hit that thumbs up button. And also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. But I know you guys are. Thank you. Paul says, I'll send you info later today on the humbuckers after I get off work. Right on. And Henry's here. Henry, what's going on? Good morning to you. Henry says, do you listen to music in the house a lot? And if so, what do you listen to? Thinking of making some small speaker cabinets for my apartment. Speaker cabinets, that sounds like an awesome project, actually. And it's kind of something I want to try as well, but more guitar speaker cabinets. Yes, I listen to a lot of music in the house. In the shop, not all that often, because I think I've mentioned before, I've always got a camera running, almost always. And, it's really hard to edit videos when I got to worry about the music in the background, because I don't want to get copyright strike, because apparently that's kind of ruthless. But yes, I mean, I listen to a lot of stuff. Mostly, I would say the majority of what I listen to are like 90s grunge bands and, early 2000s, I don't know what you would call it, maybe nu metal. I never liked that term, but, a lot of the early 2000s rock, metal would probably be the majority. Sometimes just for fun and nostalgia, I'll throw on some 80s, hair band stuff. I'll listen to a lot of the current stuff. Sometimes country. I mean, a little bit of everything. Sometimes classical, even. I enjoy listening to some classical. I really like a wide variety of music, but I would say the majority of what I listen to and most of my favorites are, from that about 1992 to 2010 era of more rock, metal, grunge, whatever you want to call it. That's mainly, those would be my favorites, I think. What do you all listen to? It might be a fun one. What's your music of choice? I just like music in general. I mean, there's some stuff that I really don't like at all, but in general, I'm all about some tunes. The 80s hip hop, all kinds of stuff. That early stuff. I like a lot of it. And then my daughter puts on some of the stuff that she enjoys. The more modern poppy stuff, which, yeah, some of it I don't mind. It's not like I turn that off. I like a lot of it. Paul says they've never been installed, bought them off a guy who wanted to use them, but never did. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I'll be interested to see what model they are. Mike says a longbow. I have a competition one made by Ben Pearson. Longbow, that's the word. I couldn't think of that. I think that would be fun. It'd be a cool project. Sam says milk and sugar or no sugar for people who prefer. Right on. Robert says I made a mug of English breakfast tea the other day. Good stuff. Donna says I found this company online that sells sugar-free syrup. It's got different flavors. $5 a bottle and actually brings the taste of the coffee. I really like the caramel. Really like a caramel. Oh, that's cool. Interesting. Isn't it weird how certain things, enhance or change the flavor of the coffee, right? You figure you're adding, I don't know, caramel syrup to your coffee, but it brings out the coffee. It's weird how those kind of things work together. It's kind of like, I don't know, like eating a donut with your coffee. It does something. KK says Sam, yeah, don't forget. Right on. Dastardly Dave says, found your maple buddy. It's easy. Got to get the credit card out. Right on, Dave. Right on. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's good stuff. It really is. It's pretty much all we use in the house is real maple syrup. It's kind of like what I grew up on for the most part. I mean, we had the store-bought stuff occasionally, but for the most part, maple syrup's all we used, because I lived in an area where there's a lot of people that made it, even if not through the commercially available. What am I trying to say? There were people that made it commercially to sell, but there was also a lot of people that, just had a couple acres of land and they just went out and tapped a few trees. My grandpa did that, and he would just make his own just for, them to use, and, we would get some, and yeah, it's just something that I really, really enjoy and try to use all the time. KK says, I always like because I love the show. Thanks, KK. I appreciate it, man. Donna says, great advertisement. Yeah, like I said, I have no affiliation, other than that's where I get it from, and I can highly recommend it. And I have no problems recommending stuff like that, especially if you guys, are interested and kind of looking for something like that. So, I don't remember if there's a note, an order note thing, but tell them that I sent you. I feel like there was a order notes to cut. I don't remember, but if there's a spot, just tell them. Like I said, I don't get any kickback. I don't get any nothing, but it might be kind of fun. All of a sudden he gets a bunch of orders and everyone says, oh, that Jeff guy sent me. Neptune says new metal is better than rusty metal, I guess. Same as you, Jeff, mostly. Yeah, rusty metal will cause you to have to get a tetanus shot, so I'd rather stick with new. Oh, speaking of metal, I'm a little mad at myself. So, a little side note here. Remember last fall, I finished milling up that big, cottonwood log? Well, I wanted to get those slabs inside. So they've been sitting outside drying. We were going to get some snow last week, so I kind of brought a bunch of those things inside to keep them out of the snow. Well, once the snow passed, I'm like, okay, I'm going to start trimming these off, because there was a lot of cracking and splitting in there because the log had been sitting around for so long. So I dragged them all out, and I got the circular saw, and I'm starting to trim off the checked and cracked ends and trying to just get them down to more usable material. And I have this table sitting outside. It's a cast iron. It's an old printer's table called the turtle table, or at least that's what they call them. And it's a great cast iron. It is like dead flat top, and it's I don't know if I want to say antique, but it's mighty close, if not. And I'm laying these slabs up on there, trimming the sides off, trimming, cutting, trimming, and I made a cut on one, and I, ran the circular saw across there, picked up the slab, and there's a saw mark across the table. And this thing's metal, and I thought for sure somehow I had run the circular saw across this top of this table. Thankfully, not right down the center. but I could not believe it because I never even noticed when the circular saw was going along. I never noticed that it never made a sound. It never did anything, and it just sliced. I guess you can cut cast iron with a circular saw. Oh, I was so disgusted with myself. I mean, it didn't ruin the table. It's still usable. But man, I couldn't believe I ran that saw right across the corner of this table. Ah, I'm still a little upset with myself. Yeah, but who knew? Who knew you could cut cast iron with a circular saw, with a wood cutting blade? I didn't know that. Robert says, K-pop is interesting. Yeah. Somebody says, or Tony says 70s because I'm old. Nothing wrong with 70s. I like some 70s. It's just not something I listen to a lot, but yeah, absolutely. Sam says tree stumps make great mailbox stands. People tend to avoid smashing the mailbox down with their vehicles afterwards. I mean, that's true. You're not wrong. Several years ago, the state came through and reconfigured some roads in my area, and they ended up having to move our mailboxes. But before they did that, it was in a spot that I don't know why. People would just lose control of their vehicles, and they would slide off the road right into our mailbox all the time. Like, I don't know, it's probably been taken down 3 times. Almost every year, every winter, I can expect on having to get a new mailbox because someone's going to run over it. Since they've reconfigured the road, yeah, that hasn't happened, but man. Paul says, I like most music except techno era, mostly old rock, AC/DC, Metallica. Also like some of the opera stuff, male tenors like Andrea Bocelli, and jazz. Yeah, I like old rock. I like new rock. I like all of it, almost. One thing I'm not, and I don't like to say. Anyway, jazz isn't my favorite, but the one thing I do enjoy listening to is the school where my daughter attends. They have a jazz band, and I enjoy listening to them play. You know, we're talking 5th, 6th, 7th, middle school age. I guess, yeah. Playing jazz, and they're playing their instruments, and I really enjoy that. But as far as turning on just some jazz, that's a little harder for me. But man, I love to listen to these kids play. Maybe just because I like to watch, hear them learning this kind of stuff. I don't know if that makes any sense. Dave says, I have a bunch of playlists under my YouTube account. Pick one and put it on shuffle. I might have to do that. Check it out. I use Pandora a lot, and I have a bunch of different ones. I'll have like a grunge playlist. I'll have a hair bands playlist. I have a, Waylon Jennings playlist, and, country playlists, and a rock playlist, and like a heavy, playlist. And yeah, it's fun to mix it all up. Sam says, play golf while eating a donut. You will get a hole-in-one. Ta-dum. Robert says, I can't understand most of the words on most K-pop, but I like the overall sound. Also like other music like country 80s and 90s rock. Yeah. Yeah, 80s country, 90s country. I like that a lot. I don't listen to as much country anymore because it's not, I don't know. It's kind of taken a turn. And I'm not sure if I like that turn. Sam says wind turbines are huge heavy metal fans. Sam's on a roll. Dastardly Dave says carbide teeth are dangerous. I couldn't believe it. I literally had, I was trying to make sure that I was clear every cut, and I guess I didn't check it, and I just started cutting, and it never bogged down. It never made a noise. It never nothing. I just finished my cut, and the piece fell off. And I could see part of the table there, and I was like, oh no, what have I done? Sam says cast iron, something else to fix, I guess. Yes, I've been thinking about that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to go about it. I mean, I guess I could, braise the hole shut, but this thing is flat, so trying to machine it flat would be a little challenging. But I suppose it could be done, and I might try to braise it. It's disgusted. Neptune says 3-inch, quarter-inch wall pipe works real well for a mailbox. Yelp. Especially if you fill the center with concrete. Sam says in the UK, the post person, oops, it scrolled, hang on, puts mail letters through letter slots in the front doors. It goes directly into people's homes. I think there are areas that do that here. But yeah, we all have, mailbox of some sort, a lot of us anyway. Maybe in the city areas, they might or have the post slots or whatever. I don't know. Harry Dude said, used to like Pandora until it decided to stop servicing Australia. I feel like I heard about that, and I don't understand why. I like Pandora, and I don't know. A lot of people have switched to Spotify and stuff like that, but I like the way. What am I trying to say? I like the way Pandora builds the playlist. From my understanding, and I'm not a Spotify user, so I can't speak to that really. The way I understand it working is you basically are building the playlist with the songs. I like where Pandora, you can thumbs up or down, and it will adjust what plays based on that. So you're not always hearing the same songs. They'll throw in their own stuff, I think. Versus Spotify, where it's basically a playlist. I could have that all wrong. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know why they ever stopped service in Australia. It doesn't make sense. Paul says, I want to create a young computer-generated AI girl, then sing songs and use auto-tune, so my voice is like a young girl, then do all interview using screens. Would call her Millie. I like it. It says, make millions in music doing that. Yeah, you could. I mean, who knows where this AI stuff's going to go. Yeah. Modern Milli Vanilli. Robert says, yeah, most of what they call country nowadays is not country. There are a few singers nowadays are good, but a lot I don't consider country. Chris Stapleton has some good music. He does. I don't know why I'm not a huge fan of his, but he's definitely maybe a little more country than some of the others. Harry Dude says, Paul, I think you just figured out the American Idol. Yeah, you did. Neptunes says, I like most of what Jeff mentioned, but I usually only listen when I'm driving. Yeah. When I'm driving, I'll listen to a lot of different things. That's one time. And then a lot of times, if I'm working on dinner or, doing something inside the house, we'll have some sort of music on. I just like having some music on. Once in a great while, when I'm out here doing something like, I don't know, sanding or something where I really don't have a camera on, there's been times when I'll crank up some tunes or I'll put the headphones on. But I'd much rather, I don't know about you guys, when I compare like a speaker playing the music versus headphones, I like that loud. I'd rather have a speaker. I mean, I do wear earbuds from time to time, but definitely like to just crank up the music and have it blasting. Paul says, the Harry Dude, yep. And Rick's here. Rick says, hey, Jeff, how you doing? Doing good, Rick. How are you? What are you up to these days? Paul says, I love the old stuff because they didn't auto-tune it. Yeah. Neptune said the AI stuff is getting into my work with schedules and such. They can keep it. Yeah, I don't know about that. Sam, how do you get away with plucking G strings? Isn't that illegal? I mean, probably, but we're talking about guitars here, Sam. Guitars. And Paul says my niece is in a new group called Chapel Hill. They were on AGT and are doing well in country music. They're my wife's nieces, my in-law nieces. Oh, Paul, that is cool. I'll have to check them out. That's awesome. Rick said, not much, just chilling to some coffee. Right on, Rick. Me too. A coffee cheers to you. Needs a tiny bit of sugar, I think, for this big cup. Paul said, sorry, Chapel Hart, not Chapel Hill. Oh, okay. Well, I'll still have to check them out because that's awesome. That's super cool. Nice. I gotta make a note to try that or to check them out. Look them up. Dastardly Dave has a stereo in my 4-car barn. I have speakers both inside and outside so I can jam while I work, even yard work. Oh, that'd be cool. You're mowing the grass and you got it like cranked way up. You know, you got like a PA system. So that would be sweet. Yeah, I just there's something about when you're working on something, just cranking up some music. You know, it's different to me than having earbuds in. And Sam with another super chat. Sam says for a box of English tea bags. Right on. Sam, thank you. Thank you so much. I will definitely, why can't I get it? Well, it's not allowing me here. Hold on. Thank you, Sam. I was trying to click, but it wasn't letting me click. So, yeah, thank you. I will get some. I will get some now. I want to let me click that. There we go. There's that. There we go. Okay, we're good now. Right on, Sam. Thank you. Thank you. I really do appreciate that. Keep us stocked up on coffee and tea now. Robert said, what's wrong? 18 watching and only 3 likes. I see more than 3. I click the like button. You guys can as well. Right on. Thank you. Yeah, hit that thumbs up. Neptune says, well, good luck to your niece, Paul. Yeah, that is so cool. And Scott's here. Scott says, hello from Charlotte, North Carolina. Right on, Scott. Welcome. What are you working on this fine Wednesday? Hope everything's going well in North Carolina. Right on. What's on your workbench? Any cool projects? Paul says, thanks, Neptunes. They've already played the Grand Ole Opry. Their main song is a play on, Dolly Parton's Jolene. It's called You Can Have 'Em, Jolene. They got Dolly's thumbs up on it. Oh, man, that is so cool. Played the Opry. Man, I have been to the Opry, and if anybody's ever in the area, in the Nashville area, I'd recommend going to a show at the Opry. It is super cool. I've been to a lot of shows, a lot of live shows, venues big and small, and I think the best sound I've ever heard was at the Opry. It's just incredible. That's cool. And KK promoting the likes, right on. But they're not lazy though, KK. Come on. No. Just hit the thumbs up, that's all. Thanks, KK. Oh, you guys are great. So yeah. Oh, the other thing I forgot to mention. The other thing that I was working on, when I already showed you this that I'm getting ready to start on. I also did a little refinishing work on an earlier build. Do you remember the actually, you know what? I now remember when I built this. You remember that lava burst that I did for the Great Guitar Build Off a few years ago? That's when I built this. Now that I'm thinking about it, I built this originally for the Great Guitar Build Off, but I got tear out, so I set it aside. The one that I ended up building, I just refinished the top on that one. It's also quilted maple, but I'd noticed, I don't know if it's because I didn't seal it properly or what, but the finish, some of the finish had sunk a little bit into the quilt. So I just block sanded that all flat the other day, Monday. Sanded that out and resprayed the top. So now it's sitting there. It's all disassembled, which I didn't want to do, but gonna let that cure and we'll repolish that out. But yeah, that's it. That's what this was made from. This was a great guitar build off when I built that lava burst. So, but yeah, that's the other thing I was working on. Did that the other day and finished the setup on the acoustic, trying to get everything ready because I got a guitar show coming up at the end of March up in Denver that I'm planning to be at. Trying to get some guitars ready for the show. That's like at the top of my priority right now. Just get these things done, especially the stuff that I know I have to finish, like with the finish. So yeah, just working on guitar things. Robert says, okay, hit the reload option. My browser's showing 11. That's what I'm seeing. Tony says, gotta go do grandpa things. Y'all have a good week. Right on, Tony. Have fun doing the grandpa stuff. That's awesome. Sam says to make English tea, put the tea bag in a mug, fill with boiling water, leave to stew for 2 minutes before removing the tea bag, add a dash of milk and sugar if you want. I feel like I've become an expert in making tea. Not particularly English tea, but my daughter likes a lot of the herbal teas, the different flavors and things. And while she was sick last week, I don't know how much tea, like she just was drinking tea. So I've mastered the art of brewing a cup of tea. Now I just need to make some for myself. She likes honey in hers though, and I don't. So, yep, I think I got it down. Paul says, "Gotta go, everyone. Have a great week." Right on. Yeah, we're almost there. Donna says, "Have a good weekend, Jeff. Stay coffee up." Right on, Donna. Paul, you have an awesome week too, and let me know that information on those pickups when you get a chance. No rush, but right on, Donna. Coffee up. Harry Dude says, dude, subtonic. Yes, I keep talking about the subtonic. I'm working on right now, well, not this instant, but on my computer, I got I'm redoing the headstock. I decided that I'm going to go with more of the style of headstock like I did on the acoustic. You know, kind of that, I don't know what you call it, offset thing. I'm basically redesigning it so that it'll fit 4-string, 5-string, or 6-string. So I had to change some of the proportions so that I could get 6 bass tuners on there. But it's coming along. I'm working on putting everything together into all the files for the CNC machine to cut. I was hoping to be farther along on it right now, but changing the headstock kind of threw me off. But I think it's a better choice. But we're getting there. I am not dropping the subtonic. I guarantee that. Subtonic is happening. We're going to have the ST4, the ST5, and the ST6. Whether I'll build all of those right off the bat, probably not. But I'm designing them now so that everything's done. It's going to happen. Gonna happen. I've already decided on the bridges that I'm gonna use. I've got the necks. I was gonna say modeled, but not quite modeled. Just putting everything together, and just to try to have all of everything complete. I'm trying to do it as complete of a drawing as I can. Scale length, I'm planning on 32-inch scale length. So that means I'm gonna have to make probably my own notch straight edges and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's coming along, Harry Dude. It's just it's just taking longer than I anticipated. Robert said to Paul, have a good day. Stay safe and healthy. Neptune says, later, Paul. Scott says, replacing the neck pickup on a Super Strat knockoff. Also researching my first Telly kit build. Right on. Nice. That's awesome. What are you using for the neck pickup on the old Super Strat? Sam says fruit tea is different from English tea. Yeah, I know, but the brewing part sounds the same. Sam says, thank you, Jeff, for the fantastic stream today. You absolute legend. Right on, Sam. Thank you so much. KK says, take care, all of you. It was a pleasure to be here, and I hope to see you soon. Greetings from Greece. Right on, KK. I'll throw it back at you. Right on. Say hello to everyone in Greece from over here. Right on. Right on. Take care, my friend. Neptune says, I just throw a tea bag in a bottle of cold water. You get different flavors too. Cold extracts other compounds than hot water does, or some teas anyways. Interesting. Sam says, to Neptunes, thank you for your time. You spared us today to keep the stream fantastic. Neptunes, yes. Thank you. Thank you for joining in and helping out with the moderation things. I really do appreciate it. I know we've got a few different people that can help out with the moderation, and not everybody can tune in at all, at the same time. But the awesome part is, and the part that I'm most thankful for is, it's okay, because for the most part, you guys are awesome, and we don't have to deal with a bunch of unruly folks. So, thank you, Neptunes, for your help. I really appreciate it, and thank you to all of you who don't make it hard on Neptunes, or whoever else is here moderating. So, thank you. I really appreciate that. Heritage says, sorry, I didn't mean to push on the subtonic. Glad to hear you're moving forward on it. Would like to see your design process. Have you been recording it? I actually have not, Harry Dude. But I could share some of the stuff with you. I can think about that, how I would put that together, like how I'm going about it. I'm going to ponder that a little. I might throw some of that in. Maybe it'll probably be. Oh boy. Likely that build will be at least a multi-part video series. Probably not super long, but I can see it being 2, 3, 4 videos. I could put some of that design stuff in there. But yeah, it's been going along pretty good. I had the whole thing almost modeled, almost complete as a 4-string, but then I realized I didn't design it correctly to be able to easily have 4, 5, and 6 string. So now that's what I'm doing. Basically backing up, sort of starting over, taking the models that I had and stripping it down to have the 3 different versions. Because if I want the option to do that, then I decided that I'm just gonna start over, slow down a little bit, and have a more complete model. So that's what I'm working on. Neptune says, have a great week all. Sam says, be safe, everyone. Scott says, as a luthier apprentice, going for low cost rather than high quality. Right on. Scott says, a Wilkinson off Amazon. Oh, right on. Robert was just talking about that, the Wilkinsons. Nice. That's awesome. Cool. Well, we have reached the top of the hour, and that means, well, it's time to wrap up this live for this Wednesday here at Home Built Workshop. So I gotta get to planning out the rest of this build and probably order some parts. Yeah, gotta figure out that finish on that, and also get to designing on that subtonic. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for an awesome time of hanging out here Wednesday live in the workshop. I hope all of you have an awesome week. Hope you get out in your shops, your workspace, wherever that is, and I hope you get to spend some time working on your favorite projects, guitars or otherwise. Heritage says Wilkinson stuff isn't bad, owned by Goto. Oh, I did not know that. Yeah, I like Goto stuff. I pretty much used Goto bridges. Well, I've used Goto bridges. I use Goto tuners on all my builds. Yeah, good stuff. Heritage says, catch you all next week. Stay well, folks. Right on. Thanks a lot, guys. I'm going to sign out now. Let you get back to your projects while I get back to mine. So thanks a lot for an awesome hangout. I appreciate all of you, and I wish you the best week. Stay safe, stay well. We'll see you guys next time. I'm going to hit this button now. And actually, since it's not on the iPad, it's not quite as finicky. Hopefully I didn't just jinx myself. You guys, thanks again. Stay safe. We'll see you later. We'll see you next time. I'm out. I'm not out. I hit the button. Later, guys.